Hi, Amy. Just taking a look at your file here. You do have it set up correctly. It's 3 by 3. You have it in CMYK, so that's good. I think I like the birds that you've come up with. This one is in chunks, I think, which is okay. If we go into the layers panel, we can create a new layer by just this plus icon at the bottom of the layers panel. Like a layer 2, we can work over top. And I would suggest maybe trying to use the pencil tool. You can find that under the shaper tool. So click and hold and find that pencil tool. You can double click on it. You can make it the lines really smooth if you need to and push OK. That's the fidelity slider. We'll make it very smooth. And then maybe I'll make my stroke a different color just temporarily so I can see it really well. And I would suggest potentially just retracing over these lines. If you do end up having to let up, the cool thing with the pencil tool is that you can start back up and it will still be a continuous line if you stay close enough to the original oh, maybe it didn't. Oh, that's yours. Okay. So I got it here. It's one chunk, which is nice. It's nice to have one chunk instead of multiple. And if we don't like this shape totally, we can select it and go to the smooth tool. We have to have it selected for the smooth tool to work. The smooth tool is under the pencil tool. And you can smooth out certain areas that you don't like. You can also use the white arrow to grab anchor points. You might have to push shift to make sure it turns white. And then you might have to even zoom in. And there are handles on all of these white anchor points. There's red handles that can be dragged out to change the curve of lines and things like that. I don't think I really need to do that with this, though. I think I got it pretty well. If I want to do more with the pencil tool, I can. Let's just deselect by clicking off with the black arrow, getting back on that pencil tool, and then just adding in our beak shape. Maybe something like that. I'm using the white arrow, and I'm just going to bring this up, bring this here. And this isn't really, move that a little bit to get more of the shape I'm looking for the beak. Oops. So if you see, if I grab it with the black arrow, I can drag that out. You can see I have a pretty good beak shape there to work with. And then we can use the ellipse for the eye. And if you want to put that wing in there, just use your pencil tool and draw your wing line like that. And then the advantages of using the pencil tool are that, like, so let's say we want to fill this in with, well, we want to make these all black actually, because this is the black logo. We start with black only. We only want this to look good in black, no other colors. So I'm just going to grab these and make them black. You can push shift on your keyboard to get multiples selected. Actually, I'm going to fill this in. I think this might look good filled in black. Maybe remove the stroke. So the nice thing about the pencil tool is that you can go to the stroke, the word, if you click on it, you can change the stroke profile here so that it's thin on the ends of the stroke, and we can make this thicker. See how that's fat in the middle? We can try it on this shape too. Let's see what it does. There's obviously more than one option. Let's just try this one. That one's not really great. Let's try this one. That one's okay. Another way that you can do this, we can leave it on uniform. There's also another way. The width tool is right here. If you click on this, you can just add. You can add width. Oops, okay, I'm having a few issues here. Get back on that width tool. Make sure our shape is selected or our line is selected. We can actually add width to our lines this way too. This might be a too much width in this case on some of these lines. This stroke could probably be brought down. This point could maybe be shift clicked on and probably could make this a little bit. I'm going to have to move these handles around, but I could probably make this a little bit more pointed too to make that bird. This could maybe be a little bit thicker, maybe a 1 point, or maybe even 2. But that might be a little bit more of a shape you're going to go for. Oops, don't use the Pathfinder. You can just group this together. Just get shift and click on these, or just drag over and lift up on your mouse and then group it. And then you can replace these two things. So the pencil tool has some things with it that are a little bit better sometimes than the paintbrush. And then we'll use the free transform. I did a Command C, Command V, or Control C, Control V on your keyboard would work. And then I can flip this object, transform, reflect, and then horizontal. Or wait, no, not horizontal, we want it vertical. Push OK. And then you can have two of these little birds hanging out. If one of your lines gets too big, you can ungroup and grab the line and then maybe even use the width tool to make it smaller. It's kind of, sometimes the width tool gets a little messy, but that's not too bad. And then I like your font pair. You do have it outlined, which is good. You could ungroup this and then grab this text and maybe put a stroke on it, just a black stroke of maybe 0.75 or maybe even 1, just to make that a little bit thicker, because some of those thins in that text might not size down super well. And let's just center this on the keyboard. So that's one way you could do that. You just save that. So we have the Amy Bird logo black and white. Then you can do your export as, you save out your JPEG. Let's just pretend this is going into my logo design folder. So use artboards checkbox, JPEG, export. CMYK is fine, 300 ppi. You can also make this grayscale if it's your black logo. Push OK. If you did it in CMYK, I wouldn't be upset about it. Then you do your file save as, and then save out a CMYK version, pretending we're in our logo design folder. Push save, OK. And now we can start adding 4 colors. No more than 4 colors. 3, 2 or 3, 4 is good. And then you can start adding color. You can also double click here to find your color. And then save that and export out a JPEG of your color logo too. So you'll have 2 JPEGs, 1 black and white, 1 CMYK, 2 AI files, 1 black and white, 1 CMYK, and you'll zip that up and submit that for a grade in Brightspace by the due date. All right, thank you. Have a good weekend.